Hello and welcome to Vocter Gaming. I'm your host, Mythology Game Shop's official broadcaster, the vocal terrorist Jesse Vocter Raen. Today we're doing the first of our player interviews. During this interview we want to get to know more about a specific player and hopefully get some insights on their feelings, their real life and their views on Starcraft 2. So today for the very first one we have an old member of Clan Mythology. That is Christopher Preston. Hello, Chris. It's nice to have you here on the first player interview.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. We just got done broadcasting some fun Myth TV stuff where the Myth players were off racing against a UK player and all got beaten. So, you know, in a very good mood.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing fabulous actually. I'm babysitting the kids and playing some League of Legends actually while I watch them.
The easiest way to relax, some League of Legends here on this Starcraft 2 show.
Yeah.
So I guess first up, you know, we should tell people a little bit about you. You live in the USA, of course, and you obviously a Starcraft 2 player. That's why we've got you here. But what about yourself can you really tell us about? You know, what kind of things really make you stand out?
Well, I'm very quiet, to be honest. Just me as a personal person. I grew up in a military household. For anybody out there who are military children or military brats as well. And so we moved around a lot, and I never really got to make a lot of friends, so I mainly relied a lot on my family. So I'm very quiet, very to myself, very personal in that sense, and very diehard family lover, you know, one of those types of people. But when I meet friends and when I get to know them well enough to consider them part of the family, then they're basically family to me, and that's my entire lifestyle, to be honest.
No, I think that's a really good way to be. It actually echoes a lot about me as well. Although not a military child, I also I moved around a fair bit as a kid. What that's actually made me, though, is loud instead of quiet, because I like the attention of it.
Yeah.
So before this, we were actually talking about Starcraft 2 as we were kind of getting to know one another, because unfortunately we missed each other at Myth. You'd already left the clan by the time I joined. But when you were really playing regularly, when you were heavily into it, what was making Starcraft 2 like such a great game for you? What was the reasons you had for playing it?
Well, back then when I played Starcraft seriously, I mainly had a lot of fun pushing my limits, more or less speaking. I would always look at how I did at the end of my games, and I would try to figure out where I could push myself, whether it was APM-wise, multitasking-wise, and, you know, just maybe some other fun stuff on trying to tweak something a little bit just to make it just a little bit better. Sorry if you heard that truck in the background, by the way. The window's open. It's a little hot out here. But and also a lot of the practice games I got to play got very competitive between me and the clanmates back in the days, and you know that also kept me going because, you know, I stayed up all night and drank a lot of coffee and Red Bull so that I could hang out with, you know, my friends at the time. And I basically made a lifestyle of being able to get little sleep and push myself to try and get as good as I can, so that and to be fair, a lot of the people that were on the clan were a lot better than me, in my personal opinion. They were better than me. And so I spent a lot of time, and the thing that kept StarCraft 2 going for me was trying to at least beat them once to make them rethink on how they could improve as well. So that really is what made me want to play, to be honest.
Oh, okay. And speaking of the clan itself, obviously Clan Mythology, you used to be a member of the clan. As an American, it's kind of strange to see Americans within the European StarCraft 2 teams. What was it about, you know, a European team that really appealed to you as an American?
Well, I'm a very big night person. Like, I don't know if you can tell from my eyes right now. I've stayed up all night. I'm actually really tired. But I prefer to be up at night and sleep during the day. So almost actually, I think it's been 3 or 4 years. No, it's been 3 years. 3 years ago, I remember I was being homeschooled at the time, and I turned on a stream, and it happened to be Odin stream. And so at that time, I was awake all night and asleep during the day. So I got to watch it every single day. And then I came to be very close with Odin and the other old Clan Myth members. I will Kinky Myth John and Onion Cookie, Meeborg. Those are some really, really old members. And I got to know them very well. And then instead of playing on the North American server, I contacted Blizzard and asked them to change it to the European server. And they said that I could only do it once, but I felt it was worth it. And at that time, I also played Zerg. And it just, I don't know, they were all really friendly. They were all really nice. And they basically, I don't know, they gave me a lot of hope, I guess I would say. As from the European side, I guess, and it made it easier with my sleeping schedule to be able to actually play with them as well. So I really got turned on to the European side very quickly after meeting Odin, to be honest.
No, that sounds awfully a lot like how I got brought in. It's almost a cult of personality, you could say.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to continue your StarCraft 2 career in the future? From here, do you really intend to go anywhere within it? Do you plan to continue playing at a high level, or is it now more of a hobby for you?
Now, I'm more of just gonna do it as a hobby, because about 10 weeks ago, I got contacted by a manager from Team Empire, and offered me to join Team Empire. I explained to him I was American. I explained to him that of my wacky time schedule and all that other good stuff. And he said, yeah, that's fine, but we need to, to be able to be considered to join, you'd have to go play in more tournaments and, basically get better all around. So I was like, okay, because I wanted to see how I played. So I played, well, I think I only played in one tournament when I was in Myth after I got that offer, and the only other tournament I played in that, I do remember I was the only one who won a series, and I was so proud of that. But and then I ended up leaving Myth for a team called Poisoned Hearts so I could play in more tournaments, and that was literally my only reason, was to go play in more tournaments so that Team Empire could hopefully accept me into them. And I was not performing well, and I didn't feel very encouraged, to be honest, and so I took a break and I stopped playing for 8 weeks, and I really don't feel like putting the time and effort. I got way too much stuff going on in my real life, so I'm just going to be a casual player from now on. I mean, I'm in Platinum League.
What would you say are the two things in the world that are the most important things to you?
Video games and my cat Spike. It's my 13-year-old cat. I love him to death.
Cats are fantastic, aren't they?
Oh yeah, my favorite animal.
I'm staying with my grandparents at the moment. They got a cat for their Ruby anniversary, who we've named Ruby. We picked her up from a shelter, and I think we've had her now for 10 years, and she's just the best thing ever.
Nice.
So that digression aside, are there any other games, specifically in the realm of esports, that have kind of caught your attention? Obviously, you mentioned League of Legends earlier. Is that something you're playing a lot of? Or are you looking at other games as well?
Actually, Yes, I am. To be like when I first played League of Legends, and this was a long time ago. My friend Harvey, who's passed out on my couch right now. Okay, he's not asleep yet. He just looked at me. But he introduced me he was the very first one who introduced me to League of Legends, and I did enjoy it for the most part. And then I stopped playing because I just wasn't as interested as I was before. I felt like some of the items were BS and some of the champions were and yada yada yada. And so I exclusively played StarCraft. Then Odin um gave me the pleasure of basically giving me games. He gave me Shogun 2, Fall of the Samurai, regular Shogun 2. He gave me Rome, Total War. He gave me a lot of games. He convinced me to buy Mass Effect 2. He convinced me to buy Mass Effect 3, and we played it. And we all played it, and me and him played it together. We played a lot of games together. We played Diablo 3 together as well with Xeno and with Resolve and with Viper. We all of us as a clan had games that we could play with each other. Xeno turned me on to Dota 2. I never thought I would like a game like Dota 2, and Xeno was like, "Come on, Chris, just try it." I'm like, "All right, I'll give it a shot. Let's see how it goes." And I had a lot of fun. And I still play Dota 2 now, all because Xeno showed me. After as I said, I stopped playing League of Legends for a while. Me and Xeno convinced me to re-download it. So I re-downloaded it, made a European account, and me and Xeno now, or well, not anymore, but before we played League of Legends together on the European servers. So it's like, and I've watched him play an RPG game. I don't know what it's called, but I've also watched him play Osu, which I think it's Osu. I don't remember, but it's like the members, in some way, shape, or form, all of them have introduced me either to a game or have given me something that I can at least look back on and have a good memory. Have a good laugh, have something fun to hold on to. As always, I mean, like me and Viper, for example, would go back and forth on custom games in StarCraft, and we would smack talk each other and all that other good stuff for fun and yada yada yada. But in the end, it's something I can look back with. With Xeno and Dota, or StarCraft, or League of Legends, Viper with StarCraft, and I actually think StarCraft is the only game that me and Viper play together. And Brood War. I played Brood War with Xeno. I crushed him. Don't tell him I said that. But me and Xeno played Brood War. I had so much fun with that. Me and Odin played. Well, Rome Total War doesn't have multiplayer, but we both played single player. We talked to each other on Skype. We played Shogun together, multiplayer. We played Mass Effect 2. That was a multiplayer, but we still played together, just like Rome Total War. And we played Mass Effect 3 multiplayer together. And Odin bought me most of the games that I had on Steam, or that I have on Steam currently. Some of them I bought myself, but most of them he did. And, they all did something for me that was in a positive way, to be honest. And I'm really happy that I at least got to have the pleasure of experiencing all that with all of them.
So it sounds like there's a lot of positive memories for you with the old clan, with Mythology. Is there anything you'd like to say now to your old clan members?
Actually, yeah. There's something I've for the past 10 weeks that I've definitely needed to get out there. I just didn't know how, and that was my chance. Well, first off, when I left Clan Mythology for the second time, actually, it was definitely not in the best way, and it was not a way that I wished or that I intended it to be. I was very angry, and I was very upset, and a lot of things were said that shouldn't have had to be said, and all of everybody in Clan Myth, even though you weren't a Clan Myth at the time, Vocter, but even you, and even J Power, who's now a part of Myth, who wasn't a part of Myth before this happened, but everybody on Myth deserves an apology, and I'm extremely sorry for how I left Myth. All because, I couldn't control my temper when I was mad or when I was angry. Or when I was upset. It's just I couldn't do it. And me personally, I look back at all these memories and I can laugh at it, but at the same time, I'm crushed a little bit on the inside because, I've known all of these people for a very long time. I've known Odin for 3 years. Me and Zeno, the reason why we met, we fought on ladder in a ZVZ, and he crushed my face. And I was mad at the end of the game. Don't get me wrong. But then I asked him. I was like, hey, would you like to try out for a clan? And then me and Zeno became really great friends. And then Viper came along, and we had Resolve, and we had a lot of people before, and the 3 people that stuck out most, or 4 people that stuck out most, would be Resolve, Odin, Viper, and Zeno, that were basically my closest friends. We also had members like Dennis and GeForce, and we had members like Alora. We didn't talk as much, but they were still also really good friends. Basically, the clan was something that I could depend on. And with basically in the manner of how I left, and for me personally, was completely unacceptable and just downright rude, in every sense of the word. And I hope that I would at least, even if they don't want to talk to me after that, I completely understand, and that's their choice. But I at least want them to hear me tell them that I am extremely sorry for what happened, and if you could at least forgive me, even if you don't want to talk to me, I would greatly appreciate it. But obviously you don't have to. But yes, I'm sorry.
Must have taken a lot to say that, and as much as I can on behalf of Myth, the apology is completely accepted. I've heard a lot about you, obviously since joining, and honestly, almost none of it was bad. I think a lot of people from Myth miss hanging out with you, and I'm glad that we could get this out there and hopefully rebuild that bridge, because it would be nice to have you around again.
I would love to be around again.
But with that done, I'd love to thank you for doing this interview, for being the first person on, and for being so open and honest. I know it can't have been easy to come on and do something like this, to do it publicly as well. Before we go, is there anything else you'd like to put out there? Any last words?
Oh man, that's a hard one, to be honest. Well, I wish you all a good day or good night, whichever it may be at your time. I appreciate anybody who watched this video through and through. If you'd like to like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and like and comment and subscribe, please, to Clan Mythology. Personally, in the 3 years that I was in Clan Mythology, I had a blast and I had a lot of fun. These are all people that you would definitely enjoy, personality-wise. I don't think they're, anybody who talks bad about Myth don't deserve to, because I was in the clan myself and I know these people personally, and I can tell you from personal experience, none of them are bad people from my experience. So I wish you all a good day or good night, and thank you for watching.
Thanks very much for coming on the show, Chris. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and I honestly hope that we do see you around a bit more, and maybe we can bring you into the TeamSpeak and stuff, because I'd love to hang out with you in the future.
Let's play some team games.
I need someone to help me beat Odin at random TD. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thanks to Chris for being on the show. It looks like now he's being distracted. So we'll leave it there. Again, thanks so much for coming on the show. Thanks for everything you've said, and I hope you have a great night.